be upon you. This is how Muslims greet each other around the world. The ideal society almost all Muslims strive for is, as the Quran puts it, Dar as-Salam, literally the house of peace. According to Islam, we are working toward a time of security, abundance, peace, brotherhood, and well-being across all of humanity. Muslims believe that Jesus is the Messiah and that together with his return, all of humanity from all religions will be saved from chaos, war, conflicts, racial and ethnic hostility, and cruelty. So, if that is the beliefs of 99% of the 1.6 billion Muslims across the globe, how can the members of groups like ISIS claim to be speaking for the Muslim world? Because they get their beliefs from Wahhabism. What is Wahhabism? It's an ultra-conservative, ultra-orthodox, socio-political religious movement founded in the 18th century by a student named Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, based on the teachings of Ibn Taymiyyah, a man who's called a fanatic by some, whose teachings were rejected by many religious leaders and teachers of the time. Wahhab, who studied Ibn Taymiyyah's teachings, believed that Islamic practices and the religion itself needed to be purified, that those not practicing those versions of Islam set out by Ibn Taymiyyah's teachings should be killed. In order to spread his views, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab needed political backing. In 1746, he found that alliance with Muhammad ibn Saud. Through this alliance, and with weapons from the British, they were able to create the first Saudi government, which eventually grew into the powerhouse that is now modern-day Saudi Arabia. So how exactly does Wahhabism differ from other forms of Islam? Well, it rejects and prohibits things like honoring individual personality, birthdays of oneself, or the birthdays of those honored religious figures. Honoring of a person's death is looked down upon. They're rejecting visiting graves, building shrines that are either whether they're Islamic, Jewish, or Christian. They reject visiting holy places and any analyzation or rational interpretation of the Quran, a key part of Islam. They believe that anyone who does not follow their distinct, extreme brand of Islam is not worthy of Islam, that their belongings, their land, and their very lives are to be conquered and stolen, which is why simply calling groups like ISIS Islamic extremists is not only unfair, but incorrect. They do not get their beliefs from the teachings of Islam any more than Warren Jeffs and his fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who believe in polygamy and forced child brides, get theirs from the Mormon Church. According to the head of the World Islamic League in London, Syed Mohammed Musawi, said this: in fact, Wahhabism is the origin, is the mother of all of these terrorist groups. Much like those who follow a strict literal interpretation of the Bible, Wahhabism ignores the intellectual. It ignores the individual, which are the root of these violent extremists, not Islam. Wahhabism, in the hands of groups like ISIS, works on the very idea that conflating the two religions and destroying any other form of Islam in the world along with all other religions is fair. They believe it is their duty, and they are using the extremist, violent, and quite un-Islamic religion of Wahhabism to justify it. And with centuries-old roots in Saudi Arabia, it financially behooves ISIS to follow Wahhabism and its teachings of pure, material domination. Peace be upon you.